Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. How are you doing tonight? How are you doing? How's everybody doing? Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. Let's get it going. Let me say good evening to everybody. Good evening. How are you? How are you? How are you? Let's get it on. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Good evening. Let's get back to Tuesdays with Terrence. How are you, beautiful people? Hope everyone's doing well. It's another Tuesday at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and it's showtime. So as people are starting to come in and I'm getting ready, I've posted it on my WhatsApp. I'm going to send it to some other people right now so that they can log on, which I normally do. Hope you're doing well. How is your week going? Hope you're having a great week. You know, France lost, so I'm crying. But as they say in France, c'est la vie, mon ami. That's life, my friend. So good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is H. Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H. Some people call me Havis. Some people call me Terrence. Some people call me Mr. Bardui. And if you're from the 767 YT Kubuli, the Commonwealth of Dominica, and you're from St. Luke's Parish, aka Point Michelle, aka La Pointe, you call me little boy. Dominica made me, Boston raised me, now the South sustains me. Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. It's a sad day for France. Viva la France, yo perdu, they lost. But what can you do? The show must go on. Let me play my theme song as I start. As people start to come in, we're going to start the show. That's what we do. Let's get it going. Dominica made me, that's where it all began. Island breeze, coconut trees, the heart of my plan. From the hills and the smiles to the songs of the sea, that island spirit molded the person Joseph, come on, Boston raised me with its hustle and grind. City lights shining, dreams intertwined. In the heart of this town, I found my way. A licensed financial pro, ready for the fray. Isabel, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. On those snowy streets, learn to stand tall, navigating life, every rise, every fall. From the commons to the brownstones, I made my claim. With every lesson learned, I embraced my name. Boston raised me with its hustle and grind. City lights shining, dreams intertwined. In the heart of this town, I found my way. A licensed financial pro, ready for the fray. Isabel, Joseph, come on, good evening. From the H-Man, Ohio. Now the South sustains me with its warm embrace, a community of strength and love in every space. From the bayous to the beaches, I found my place. In this journey of finance, I've learned to chase. I'll be right back. Dominica made me, Boston raised me high. The South sustains my soul as I reach for the sky. With every sunrise, I'm thankful and free. A licensed financial pro, just being me. Good evening. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. I Donnie Valderrama. Hola, ¿cómo está, mami? ¿Cómo está? So here's to the roots that shaped who I am. From Dominica's beauty to Boston's Grand Slam.
In the South, I stand strong with purpose and pride, together with my journey, side by side.
How are you, beautiful people, doing? Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. Hope you're doing well. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm doing well. I'm trying to get the show on my right here on my little phone here, but it's acting up. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. So I want to say welcome to those of you who've tuned in. I want to say welcome to Isabel Joseph Cabon and Idoni Valderrama, the Nicaraguan queen. How are you? I see you pulling for Argentina tomorrow night. Argentina against England, the Great Britain. I'll be going with Great Britain. But Spain, España, yes. Espanol, Spain beat France today. I was pulling for France. It seems like every team I've been pulling for in this World Cup keeps losing. I was going with Cape Verde, and Haiti, and Curacao. They all got smacked. Cabo Verde did very well. Cabo Verde did very well in the World Cup. Actually, Spain didn't score any. Did Spain? I don't think Spain scored any goals against them, or they tied them 0-0. So Cabo Verde did very well. So for those of you who are watching, welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is H. Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H. Some people call me Havis. Some people call me Terrence. Some people call me Mr. Bardui. And if you're from the 767, Whitey Kubuli, the Commonwealth of Dominica, tall is her body. And you from the parish of St. Luke, a.k.a. Point Michelle, a.k.a. La Pointe. You called me little boy. That's little boy. Dominica made me. Boston raised me. Now the South sustains me. How are you doing tonight? Hope everyone's doing well tonight. It's a warm, warm night. I got my Tuesdays with Terrence shirt on. I got my Camem. You know what I'm saying? Got my glasses on. I'm trying to flex tonight. Hope you all are doing well. Hope everyone's doing well. How are you doing in the World Cup? Hope everyone's doing good in the World Cup. I am actually disappointed in the teams that I've been pulling for. It's kind of funny that some of the teams that I've been pulling for, they always like today France. I mean, they didn't do nothing. Spain spanked them. Spain spanked that, what? They spanked them. But, there must be a winner and a loser in every game. The good thing about soccer, a.k.a. football, which is the right name for it, football. But, in America, they say soccer, so you got to say soccer here. At the beginning of the World Cup, there were ties. And then after that, there were, penalty kicks, you know what I'm saying? And, France, they didn't show up. I don't know what was their problem. They were one of the favorites to win, but Spain did beat them before in the Euros. So Spain's a very good team. I think I saw a couple of calls that I didn't like, but more power to Spain. So Spain will be playing on Sunday in New Jersey at New York Stadium in the Meadowlands, either against Argentina or Great Britain. To be honest, I want to see them play Great Britain. I'm not pulling for Argentina. I don't like Argentina. I like Messi, but I don't really like Argentina. I have my reasons. We're not going to get political, but we never know. May the best team win. And Argentina is the defending champs because I think they beat France at the last World Cup in Qatar. I think it was 4 years ago. But anyways, it's sports, man. Football is king. It's a worldwide sport. I played it. I played until my 40s. I used to play in a 40 and over league. So when I was a kid, I thought I was going to be the next Pele in my mind, not with my skills. But, it happens. And, that is. So Who are you going for the championship? It really doesn't matter. What does Idoni says? I'm doing well. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Tomorrow you have an exam. So prayers for your exam tomorrow. You know, my foot is doing good. I can raise it. See, you see my knee. My knee is good, man. I took all my medication. Everything went down. I don't have a limp anymore. I could walk. I mean, I haven't gone walking yet. I'm still trying to, just don't overdo it yet. But I am doing well. You know, for you, Idoni, I have to tell you, when I went for my annual in April, I was 193 pounds. When I was in the ER 2 weeks ago, not last Tuesday, but I think 2 Tuesdays ago, um, I was 188. So I've lost 89, 90, 91, 92. I've lost 5 pounds. So I got to get another five. You know, not five. I want to get down to 160. But I was with a client last week. And then when I was leaving, I ran into some of my friends. And one of my friends said, "Man, you're looking good, man. I like the weight on you." I'm like, "You like the belly on me?" But they said they like the weight on me. So apparently people think I'm looking good with the little weight. But I like to be thin, 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 thin. You know, I just got to cut down on that bread, that pasta for the belly. So, how are you people doing? Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to the show. Hope you're having a great week. How is your summer going? I hope your summer's going well so far. But just before we start the show, let's just take a quick look at markets. Well, everything was up today. The Dow Jones was up 9.63 points. Not much, but it's better than being down, I guess. The Nasdaq was up 233.83. That's the tech stocks. I know a friend of mine will be happy for that for their 401k because they're heavily invested in the Nasdaq. And then the S&P 2825, Standard and Poor's 2825. Folks, I always tell people as you get close to your retirement, you need to start thinking about not really diversifying, but securing. You had accumulation phase where you were accumulating, you know, just before your distribution, you want to maximize. You want to. So this one friend of mine, I know will be happy today because they asked me. They're actually on vacation, and they asked me, "Say, how did the markets do the other day?" And I was telling them, but let me see. They will do a little better. Let me look at see how their 401k is doing. Their 401a. Let me see how it's doing. And I'm checking it for them. All right. It went down like $2,000, but from yesterday. But let's see. Yep, they lost about $2,000. About 2,677. But you know what? They'll be all right. The great thing is we've secured some of their retirement funds into an equity indexed annuity to protect it. And there are some of you who are watching or who may watch this later who should be doing that as well with some of your 401ks. Some of you used it to do different things, and that was your right. It was your money. You were penalized with taxes, or some of you have it there, and you have to start taking it out at 873. The IRS mandates that. It's called minimum required distributions. Minimum M, required R, D. MRDs, we call them. That's some of the jargon that we use for that. So if you are, approaching retirement age, you should be talking to me. One of the things that I love about what I do, right? I hardly, if ever, there's a couple of people I've solicited, but I hardly do that. I believe in educating, teaching, and having people seek me out. Because if you seek me out, chances are you're going to do what you have to do. As a matter of fact, someone reached out to me today, one of my existing clients. We're trying to do something for them, like a get out of debt. Because remember, I'm an agent of change of helping middle American families with what? 3 things: income protection, debt elimination, and legacy creation. That's what I actually do. So I get excited um, when people actually want to learn and protect what they're doing. I want to say hi to Fifi. How you doing, Felicia? Good to see you tonight. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good evening and all that good stuff. Why does that my Instagram look like it's frozen? But we'll get back. We'll check that in a minute. For all of you who are watching, welcome to the show. But before I start, though, the title of my show is Summer, 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 Summertime. Remember that song? Summer, 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 summertime. Remember that song? Summer, 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 summertime. You remember? I think Fresh Prince was his name. Will Smith had a rap song about that as well. But do you are you enjoying your summer so far? What have you done? Um, did you go on vacation? Did you get a tan? Did you, what are you doing? Are you just working this summer? Have you set some time for you, to chill? And I think a lot of people think that summertime has to be you have to go somewhere. You can do day trips on the weekends, or you can take a day off and go to the beach if you live close to the beach. If you're an hour or two or 3 hours away from the beach, you can go early in the morning and come back at night. We'll take a couple of days and do that. You don't have to do a big, now if you did a cruise, congratulations, you went to a different country. You went to Mexico, or you went to the Caribbean or Europe or wherever. Do that. You said take small breaks. There you go, Fifi, you're smart. Take small breaks. A lot of people don't understand that. They don't understand that they should be taking small breaks. But I want to say, I hope this summer that you don't just work, 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 work. Isn't that a Rihanna song? And that was a reggae song. Say worky, 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 worky. You don't want to be just working, working. You gotta break it up. And however you break it up, it's fine. No one can tell you what's the right thing or the wrong thing to do. But just make sure you take some time for yourself. And people have a big problem with staycations. Man, you get up late, chill. If you have a back deck, you can sit out there, or you can go by a lake. Some of you do fishing. I don't do that. You can go fishing. You can do different things. The summer's here for fun. Don't just work, 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 work. No, man, do something fun. Take little breaks. Um, Personally, because I work for myself, I'm never stressed about work. I need, because if I need to take a time off, I can. I don't need permission. I don't have a boss. That's one of the things I love about what I do, is that I get to control my destiny. And some people don't do that because they have a job. You have to clock in. You have to ask permission to go to the bathroom, and permission for vacation, and permission to take a sick leave, and permission for all of that stuff. The good thing about what I do is I can even if I'm on vacation, I'll work. Because if I'm on vacation right now and someone want to do something grand, oh, I'm setting an hour aside for them. We'll do it via Zoom, virtually. Right now, I'm talking to you virtually, and it's the future. It's the wave of the future. A lot of people love the face to face. I can deal with that too. I don't have a problem. I'm actually, a client reached out to me today. I will be seeing them on Thursday in a face to face, so we can secure or get out of debt for them. But, texting, Zooming, I love that. It's just the wave of the future. But some people need that human touch and that human connection. And I can respect that. So this summer, make sure that it's summer, 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 summertime. Make sure you do something for yourself. With that being said, just because it's summer, you should not take a break with your financial literacy. One of the things that actually amazes me is that people who are my friends, when I say my friends, it might be like today, I was talking to my best friend today, and we were saying that um, every time I pass through his town, after I pass it, I call him. I said, "Man, I just passed through you, man." He lives a couple states down the road, and every time I pass through there, and I pass through there a lot, I always reach out and say, man, I'm passing through, and he always says, yeah, right. After you pass, he goes, don't call me when you passing through. I don't want to hear it. You should call me and tell me in the future that you will be passing through. And then when you pass through, stop and say hello. But, it's one of those things. But as I say to him, this is what he said to me, my best friend, and he can't, well, if he's on Instagram, he'll see this. But he is on Instagram, but he's not on Facebook. He can watch it on YouTube as well. He says to me, if I was your client, you'd probably see me more. That's what he said, because he thinks I'm mad at him because he did not do something with me. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna make him feel guilty. I'm not mad at him, but I'm gonna make him feel that way till he sees the light, and he comes to where it's supposed to be like. But he's an educator. It's summer. He does coaching and different things like that. But that's my boy. And the good thing about it is even though we haven't seen each other, when we see each other, there's no break, no lull. It's like there was no break. There are some people who actually need a lot of, you got to text, call, talk, see, and that's cool. I don't have a problem with that either. But my best friend, I talked to him today. He was at school doing something, and we talked and we laughed, and we give each other a ribbon. I said to him, man, since you moved from Boston, that was 24 years ago. The furthest north you've been, I told him, was Charlotte. He said, nah, he was up in Raleigh, North Carolina. I said, oh, you was up there. I said, how close that was to where I'm at. And basically, we laughed about it. But the key here is maintaining the relationship. So the summer is here, and what are you doing towards your financial literacy? I think it's sad that you're my friend, whether it's on Facebook or not on Facebook, or you know me personally, and your financial literacy is lacking. You're not willing to change what you've been doing. You're not willing to implement new ideas. I think some people have this thing in their mind that they're entitled. But I always say an entitlement, that's good if you can get it. But the world is not going to take care of your entitlements. So what can you do differently in the summer? What can you do differently you're doing in the winter and the spring? In a couple months, well, in July, when is fall? August, September. Is it September or October? I don't remember, but fall's coming. But the key about it is, what are you doing differently this summer? Did you save enough so that you could have gone on vacation somewhere? Because some people, they feel like if they don't go out of town for vacation, like they didn't, like it's an abomination. Or if they don't leave the country, it's like an abomination. Thank you, Fifi. September. It's not an abomination, man, if you don't go Timbuktu. I had a guest on my show a few years ago, one of my former business partners, and she said they didn't take a family vacation for 8 years because she was building. She was building. And I'm not here to advocate when you go on vacation, if you should take a vacation. I'm not here to advocate that. I'm here for, how are you planning for it? Are you saving towards it systematically by paying yourself first? I think a lot of us, we like entitlements. Like I said, we think someone should do this for us, or someone should that for us. Our parents, the government, the county, the state, your uncle, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, your boo, your side piece, your this, your that. But people, no. You need to say to yourself, wow, okay, where am I right now? Let me take an inventory of my financials. Do I have a budget? First thing. I've always tell people, you can do whatever you want to do financially as long as you have a budget and it's in your budget and you've budgeted for it. I don't care what it is. You've budgeted for it. Most of the times people don't. And if you don't budget for it, I think it's not a good idea. If you're not budgeting for it, it's not a good idea, because Because why? Because you're hurting what you plan. You know, I did a financial seminar recently at a church, and I was told that the church has a spending freeze. You know, well, sometimes you may have to do that with your finances, a spending freeze. Like when I say a spending freeze, what's paramount? What's important? Your rent, your mortgage, that's non-negotiable. Your utilities, utilities may consist of light, water, gas, internet, phone, right, uh, alarm on the home. I don't even know if that's a utility or if that's a necessity. Yeah, it's good to have the security. Right? You can put a sign in your yard that says, and you can put a fake camera. Nobody knows. If I come to your house and you have a fake camera, I don't know if it's working or not. And I'm not saying you should do that or not do that. You need to protect your property and protect yourself. But my point is, those things are non-negotiable. But before all of those things, your tithes and your offerings, if you believe in that. Some people say, well, I don't believe in that. Well, I'm not here to preach to you. This is not church. All right. But I believe you should. God owns everything. They give him back the 10%, on a liberal offering, and watch him bless you and trust him, test him to see what he'll do. So those things are non-negotiable. But everything else is like today. I needed some stuff I had to get. I'll give you an example. Like, my belly's getting a little big here, so I had to get some more undershirts and some more underwear. So I went and I got some, right? I'm getting a little big. Remember I told you I was 193, I was 160. I thought I was 160 when I went to the doctor. Then in April they told me I'm 193. When I was there a couple of weeks ago, they told me I'm 188, so I'm going down. So I had to get some bigger ones, so I can fit in them. So things like that you got to do. That's why I've always wondered when people who don't realize, like, getting. I'm not buying new clothes. I'm not doing that because if I feel like I'm getting bigger, I need to slim down. So when I went back to the doctor, I was last week or week before, whatever day it was. I've lost 5 pounds from April. That's good. So my point is, you need to take care in the summertime. You have expenses. Those are non-negotiable. So you budget for that. But the other things that you spend money on, is it a necessity or is it a luxury? Is it an emergency or is it a luxury? Is it emotional? Are you one of these people, if you go to the mall and you see, something, you're like, oh man, I want this, I gotta buy it. I can go to a store, with a whole bunch of money on me, and if that's not what I went for, I'm not getting it. Today, I'll be honest though with you guys. I saw some slides, on my slides that, I said one of my slides that I normally use. I use some in the house and some outside. The one that I normally use, I said, you know what, this one's on sale. I'll get it. There was two prices. I went to the cashier. I'm like, yo, even that's the price, the sale price, that red ticket, I'll take it. I didn't plan. That's what I went for. I went for underclothes, but but that's not normally me, and it wasn't a big ticket item. You understand? That's why my favorite store is Dollar Tree. When I go there to get gum, I always get like 5 or 10 different things. And that's my problem. I need to know how to manage that properly. So when you go to the store, do you manage that properly? Do you say, you know what, I'm not gonna get what I don't need? Some people, and I'm not here to pick on anyone or tell anybody how to spend their money, because I don't care. I don't care how you spend your money. What I do care about is, are you paying yourself? And if you're not, why not? Why not? Why not? Because when life happens and those rainy days come and those slow days come, how you gonna remember the song? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? What you gonna do because you didn't plan? So I believe budgeting is key. I was doing a seminar and someone asked me, do I have a spreadsheet that someone can use for budgeting? And I'm like, yeah, you can get those online, but you know what? Get a piece of paper and write down all your bills and put a star to what's paramount. I just told you your mortgage or rent, your utilities, all of them, your tithes and offerings, those things are, and food, those things are paramount. You got to eat. Everything else might be a luxury if you can't afford it. So you say, well, who are you to tell me what I can't afford? I'm not saying what you can afford, what you cannot afford. I'm saying to you, are you disciplined enough to make sure that the things that you purchase are things that you need, not want? There's a difference between a need and a want. I want a Lamborghini. You know, I want the Ferrari. Do I need one? I need a car that can take me from point A to point B with no problems. That's what I need. That's what I have. All right. For a couple of years, I didn't have a car. Like I work from home. So if I need to go on a business trip, I should rent a car. But my car died, it didn't need an engine. And yeah, I needed to get one, but it wasn't, you know, I could do most of my work virtually. But again, I'm not here to tell you don't have a car. That's not what I'm saying. Do you have a car that you can afford? The payments, the maintenance, if it breaks down? Do you have one because you want to keep up with the Joneses so everybody can see that you're balling, sharp calling? Or do you have something that's economical based on your budget? Your budget. Man, I'm not controlling or counting nobody's money. But I know it's summertime. And you got to have fun. You got to be outside. What do you see when people post? We outside. What are you outside celebrating? Debt, poverty. I'm not picking on anyone. I'm just shooting my shot. I'm just shooting my shot. Nothing is wrong with being outside. My brother-in-law who sings in this group, they're going to be a free concert in New York. I put it on Facebook and on Instagram, and I think on WhatsApp to my friends in that area. It's a free concert. You can go to that. But I see everybody going to Usher and Breezy. People going to Beyonce. Some of these tickets was called. I ain't paying. I don't care who you are. I ain't paying $1,500, $2,000, $10,000 to go see nobody. Nobody. No one. Back in the day when I used to party and I used to go to a lot of shows, probably the most expensive show I ever paid to go see was probably Prince Purple Rain Tour. I can't remember how much that cost back in '84. But I used to go to those reggae shows, Buju Banton and, Barris Hammond and Capleton and Dennis Emmanuel Brown and Glenn Washington and, Morgan Heritage and all those people, Sanchez and all those people. I don't think I paid more than $30-$40 to go see them people back in the day. I'm not telling you you can't do that. I'm not saying you should not go to those things. But is it a need or a want? Someone sent me a video. No, I saw someone post a video where they had a couple. They said they couldn't afford the the Usher concert, the Breezy and Usher concert, where the guy was on the roof singing to his girl, and she's down there going, "Yeah, baby," and he says, "That was beautiful." Some people might laugh. Good evening, Brandy, and good evening, Robin. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. Nothing is wrong with going to see those things. But are you mortgaging yourself to see it? Are you pimping yourself to see it? I get Dominica to say, are you making bomb to see it? Don't ask me what that is for you Americans. Don't ask me what that means. You can figure it out. What I'm saying, guys, it's summertime. But your financial literacy should not stop. It's a yearly thing. It's a seasonal thing. It's a winter thing. It's a spring thing. It's a summer thing. It's a fall thing. And back to winter again. What's your favorite? Some people, their favorite season is fall. Well, why don't you have a celebration of your favorite season? Save more during those months. My favorite season is summer. I'm from the Caribbean. I came here 50 years ago when I was a little kid, and I like it hot and nasty. When it's hot and nasty, I can wear a wife beater or no shirt or whatever. My big belly. I like it cold. I grew up in Boston, Massachusetts, where it was freezing cold. My hands have been frostbitten and going to school and all that crap. I don't like the cold, but I deal with it. You know, that's right, Fifi. Tell them, summer financial literacy all year round. Brandy says people talking about here loans to go see. Are you serious? People are taking loans to go see Beyonce and Usher and Breezy. My God. But you know what? I believe you. There's people who borrow money from people to go to things, parties. And I ain't talking about $20 either. Because they want to be outside, balling and shot calling. Nah, man. I don't care if you go to those things. Budget for it. You know what? The concert is coming. Well, I'm going to brown bag my lunch. I'm going to not get my hair done every week, or my toes or my nails or my whatever. I'm going to save that money to go see Usher and Breezy. And then, you know what? At least you budgeted for it. Because remember, we just said that your rent and your mortgage is non-negotiable. Your utilities are non-negotiable. Your tithes and offerings are non-negotiable. Everything else is negotiable. Everything else. But if you have other debts, a car note, you got to pay it, or else it's going to affect your credit. Your credit card, you got to pay at least the minimum. Equity line of credit or personal loan, those things, student loans, you got to pay those things to affect your credit. But what I'm saying, if you have those things, all you got to do is call Fifi or Brandy. They'll get you there. Get out of that program. I'm doing one for a lady tomorrow. Getting out of debt. From 15 years to 7 years. While she build wealth. From 17.2 years, her current mortgage, we're going to get out of debt in 7 years. So all that money she's saving. And as a matter of fact, all the monies we found, she doesn't have to spend a penny from what she's already spending. We just redirected inefficient dollars back into efficient ways. Folks, I'm not here to preach to you or teach you or tell you what you got to do with your money. To be honest, I'm gonna say in a mean way. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn what you do with your money. But what I do know is that you need to pay yourself, and you need to change some of the habits if you have bad. Some of us don't have a money problem. Some of us have a spending problem. Yes, somebody taking you to the concert for free, go. But you don't have to go because everybody's going. So I can look cool and I can post on Facebook and I'm at the concert. I've seen people on my timeline at some of those concerts, and some of those people have hit me up in the past. Maybe at the time they were having a hardship or whatever. We all go through that, right? But I'm not here. I don't care how you spend. But the thing about it is, are you taking care of you? Pay you first, and then go see Usher, how y'all say it, Usher and Breezy, or Beyonce, the Queen Bee, or whoever y'all go see and what see and don't see. Y'all might say, man, this ninja trying to control my pocketbook or my wallet or my money. No, I'm not. I don't care what you do with your money or your pocketbook. But what I do care about is that you're taking care of, the commitment that you made to yourself and your family and all that stuff. And you're making sure that you do that. And some people have a problem with not being in the know or not being in vogue. You can have good taste, You can have you can have designer taste. You got designer money. Guess what? What if there's a way for you to start putting some stuff away so you can get whatever you want when you want it, when you're on your in your time? Excuse me. What if there was a way to use OPM, other people's money, to do that as well? Do it. There is no reason that anybody who knows me, who live in the continental United States, I ain't talking about Canada, I'm talking about Europe, Central America, South America, Mexico, Caribbean. I ain't talking about those places. You live in the continental United States, Hawaii, Alaska, California, New York, Florida, Maryland, Virginia, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, New Hampshire, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Louisiana, Tennessee, Missouri, Ohio, Minnesota, Washington State. I'm talking about all those states, that I'm licensed in. My point I'm trying to make, folks, is this. There is no reason that you cannot do what you want. Go see Breezy and Ursha, but budget for it. Be disciplined. Be disciplined. Don't expect anybody to do it for you. Now, if somebody volunteers to do it for you or give it to you, hey, that's on them. But don't be people's DMs asking for that kind of stuff, and you didn't plan for it. You didn't. What's your priorities? If you have debt, learn to eliminate your debt by using the snowball effect. The small ones first, you pay it off, and then when you pay it off, the amount that you pay to that one, you put it to the other one, and then when you pay it off the other one. But the only way you can do that properly or correctly is not to the Dave Ramsey method. No, you need to become your own bank. The Your Family Bank method, the get out of debt method that we teach, that I teach, some of my colleagues watching, we teach. We teach you how to do that. I'm meeting with a client in a couple of days, and I make a recommendation for, I show them 3 examples. I found $1,265 that they were spending unknowingly and unexpectedly and inefficiently. I showed them how to redirect that money into a get out of debt program to eliminate all their debt, credit cards, and their mortgage and so forth. And I showed them one for $1,000 and one for $1,500. The client said, I'll do the 1,500 one. Boom, just like that, they told. Bam. Man, I was like, that's not what I was even going to recommend. I was going to recommend the one that we found, the middle one. They said, no, I'm going to do that one. You know what my question was? Who's the beneficiary? And that basically we were in the process of getting it done. My point I'm saying to you guys, stay focused. And this person is very responsible too. Hey, Nora, how are you, my dear? The family bank method works. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Folks, I don't care, like I said before, what you do with your money. But I care how you spend your money. And if you spend it efficiently and effectively, and you use OPM, other people's money, you'll be balling shot calling. It's summertime. And financial literacy is all 4 seasons. It's, in the summer, I remember in Boston, right? In the summertime, good evening, Curse around. How are you, my darling? Sakafe. In, come Labor Day, you can't wear white, they say, up there. As in Boston. You can't wear white before Memorial Day. You can't wear white. That's not true, but that's kind of an unexpected rule. But in the Caribbean or in the South, you wear white. It's hot all the time. But my point is, um, financial literacy has nothing to do with seasons. Some people, Christmas time, well, I gotta buy gifts for my kids and yeah, I understand that. But all year round, you could have been doing that, saving towards that. You could be. Especially if you have small children, you want to get them a gift. My love language is not gifts. Giving me gifts don't really impress me. I mean, you give me one, I'll take it. I'll say thank you, but I don't, I'll be happy, and I'll be, oh, gracias. Some people don't give them a gift; they're ready to have a heart attack. If you can't afford a gift, don't borrow. I don't have it this year. But when you have it, do something nice. But if you were paying yourself every month or every pay period, you wouldn't have that problem. That's why we talk about the your family bank method, where you become an infinite banking concept is something everybody should have. Everybody in the continental United States. If you live in Africa, Europe, the Caribbean, Mexico, Canada, I cannot help you. If you live in Puerto Rico, Guam, I cannot help you. But if you live in the continental United States, how many states we have? 50 states? You can do it. And you do what you can afford. You do what you can afford. I've seen so many excuses. As a matter of fact, there's somebody I have to call tonight or last week. I reached out to them so they can put something in place. You know what the person told me? Well, Jesus is coming soon. I said, but what if he don't come soon? Like today or tomorrow? And God forbid something happens to you. Man, I'm 61 years old. I'll be 62. I know I don't look it. I know the gray makes me look distinguished, but if I cut it, I look younger. But for a time, I was like 5 years old. Jesus was coming soon. I'm 61. I had a pastor who said this. You need to live like Jesus is coming tonight. So live right, do right, but you got to plan like he's coming in 100 years. And some of you refuse to plan, don't want to plan, but then you feel entitled, begging, asking, not preparing. And when things happen, you got to have a fish fry, a bake sale, a GoFundMe. Bump that. I ain't contributing to it. Yeah, I'm getting a little vulgar here when I say bump that. I'm not doing that. Put something in place, man. We all can. I don't care if it's $25, $50. Some of you can spend a lot more than that on foolishness. But you can do it. Good evening, Miss June Bardui Ansem Sakafe. Ulakabat. Folks, I see. You know why I'm slapping myself? When I was young, there were some people who gave me some advice. I remember, I'll never forget, when I was 17, the summer I graduated high school, I was working at a McDonald's, and the girl said, you ever thought about working in a bank? That's all she said to me. But I show people how to protect what they have. I show people how to increase what they have systematically, incrementally, without any risk or any loss. When I was young, I was talking to a young kid, just graduated high school and going to college. I met him in a store, in a Staples store. And when he found out what I did, he says, "Man, you can help me. Give me some ideas." He was asking me about stocks and bonds. And I said, "Man, I used to do that. I don't do that anymore. But I could show you a way that you can put some of that money that you're working at Staples. I can show you how you can guarantee so that when you get to my age, you'll be balling shark calling." And someone says to me, "Well, you know what, Avis, you tell people what to do. How come you're not there?" Well, when I was yours age, I didn't know these concepts. I didn't know it. Good evening, Sister Ann. How are you, darling? Good to see you. Folks, I am not here to tell you that you can't have fun. Actually, if you're my Facebook friend, right, and I see you having fun, Sister Ann Marshall will tell you. I always like her posts, and I say, "Way to go, have fun." When she with her husband, they be, whether they're at a carnival or on a party or at the beach. I don't hate on your fun. I don't. As a matter of fact, if you're my friend, you probably get tired of me liking your stuff. And that's not the word. I wanted to use another word that starts with S. You probably get tired of me liking your stuff because if it comes to my timeline and if it comes to if you put your stuff, I don't know if Nora Ware is still watching. Her stuff when it comes to her story, I'm always liking it and complimenting. Whether you're working out, dancing, eating, people probably get tired of me liking this stuff. I'm not one of those Facebook friends or social media friends who don't like your stuff. Some people, they're on social media to be nosy. Nosy. They want to see what you're doing. They don't like nothing. You unfriend them, then they hit you up. "Hey, how come you unfriend me?" "Well, I friend you because you ain't liking nothing." That's why I like stories. Some of them, they've been watching your stories accidentally. Because on Facebook, you cannot hide. Like on WhatsApp, some people don't want you to know they see your story on WhatsApp, On Facebook, you know what? It is what it is. Oh, man. Is this my high school classmate? Can't take it with you, so enjoy. You are correct. Do enjoy, but you have to protect it because when you retire, my classmate, what if you live to be a long, long life? You want to have it. So do enjoy yourself. Have fun. Take trips. But there's a way you can do it with an infinite banking concept through your family bank. You become the bank. Anybody that's controlling your stuff, give yourself control, access, and liquidity. Some of you don't have control, access, and liquidity. I'm trying to move some money for a client right now out of Wells Fargo. And it's like pulling freaking teeth. Man, I'd be pissed if that was my money. No, my client is mad as hell right now. But I think we're at an impasse, and I think we're close to getting it done. So I text the client today. I asked them, is their account at zero? They said no. So we're going to give them till tomorrow. This is 2 to 3 days. We sent the request since June 23rd. Folks, have control of what you work hard for. Have liquidity so you can access some of it every year. Not all of it. You don't need to use all of it. You got to save for an emergency and a rainy day and have control of it. All that risk you took for all those years, there is no reason to take those risks anymore, especially if you're approaching retirement age. I enjoy educating people. I enjoy, sometimes I get very, aggressive. It's not because I don't care or I'm mad, because I'm so passionate. When you care about something, I remember there's this guy. His name is Carlton Bird. He's a preacher. He used to Breath of Life. He used to be the speaker director for Breath of Life, and now he's the president of a conference. And I'm in person asking, man, why are you always yelling when you preach? Why are you always yelling? Because he's always rah, 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 rah. You know what he told me? He said, man, are you a sports fan? He saw my Patriots. You see my Patriots on my phone. He said, are you a sports fan? I said, yeah. He said, you ever been to a game? I said, yeah. He said, when they score a touchdown or they win the game, do you jump and shout? I say, yeah. He says, the same way I feel about God. I'm so excited. I got to shout it from the mountaintop. And I'm so excited about financial literacy. That's why I yell, scream, and shout because I care. Dude, guys and girls, I do this because not I don't have to. It doesn't cost you a penny to listen to me tonight. It didn't cost you a penny. I don't charge you to meet with you. All I do is protect what you have, increase what you have, and make you sleep like a baby, like this. That's what I do. And it gives me great pride and great joy. Nora says, yes, you always support everyone, so generous, and you want everyone to win. I do. I want everyone to win. I do. I really do. There is nobody I don't, even if I don't like you, I want you to win. If I don't like you, I want you to win. Now, if you do me dirty, I still want to see you win. I want to see you eat. Not at my table, but I want to see you eat. Today I went to this Jamaican restaurant to get some rice and peas, and a ting. If you're from the Caribbean or Jamaica, you know what a ting is. A ting, some rice and peas, and a malta, some cabbage and stuff. And I have a veggie patty. I had one of those. And this lady's sitting on the street. I never have any money. I was asking, you want something? They don't want nothing to eat. I never have any money to give them. I'm just saying to you folks, I want to see that person eat too. But if I go there once a week or twice a week, I'm not obligated to be helping. But everybody I want to see eat. Everybody. So if you're my Facebook friend, you probably get tired of me liking your stuff. And I want to use another word that starts with S. But if you don't want me to like your stuff, unfriend me, block me, or do something that don't come to my timeline. Because if I see you winning, you're talking positivity, you're talking about your husband, you're talking about your children, your grandchildren, your kids, you graduate, someone got married. So I'm liking and I'm complimenting. You have a nice dress, I say nice dress. You got a nice suit, I say nice suit. You got nice sneakers, I said, that's what I do. I support everybody, but the key about it is I want to make sure as you're winning, even during the summertime, you're saving. Pay yourself first. Let me explain. Tuesdays with Terrence, coming February 4th next year, will be 7 years I've been doing this thing. And if I know you're really good, there's a couple of people I've slipped into their DMs, a couple of you watching and say, hey, man, you need to let me help you. But most people I don't. They slip in my DMs and say, I need your help. And that's what I do. I educate. Listen, as you get closer to your retirement, protect what you have. Have control, liquidity, and access to your money. I know my client pissed right now with Wells Fargo, but all that will change. The show is called Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is H. Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H. Some people call me Havis. Some people call me Terrence. Some people call me Mr. Bardui. If you're from the 767 YT Kubuli, the Commonwealth of Dominica, tall is her body. That's why they call Dominica YT Kubuli. Tall is her body. If you look at Dominica's map, it's long. And you're from St. Luke's Parish, the village of Point Michel, aka La Pointe. You call me little boy or Luku boy. Dominica made me. Boston raised me. Now the South sustains me. Some of you need my help. Folks, I'm not going to beg you. I want to help you. But it's your call. It's your call. Let me know if you want me to help you. I'd be more than happy to help you. But the thing about it is, you're going to want me to help you. If you don't want me to help you, I won't be mad at you. I just want to protect what you have. Let me protect some. What percentage of your money you don't ever want to lose? The percentage of your money you never want to lose, that's the amount that I want to protect for you. For some of you, it might be X. For some of you, it might be Y. So what I mean by that is for some of you, it might be, half of it. Some of you might be all of it. It may be a quarter of it, but I want to protect it for you. Thank you for joining in tonight, folks. Tonight, don't let it be too late before you make your decision. Again, the show is called Tuesdays with Terrence. Dominica made me. Boston raised me. Now the South sustains me. Listen to my theme song. Good night, everybody. Boom! God bless you.
Dominica made me. That's where it all began. Island breeze, coconut trees, the heart of my plan. From the hills and the smiles to the songs of the sea, that island spirit molded the person I'd be.
Woo!
Boston raised me with its hustle and grind. City lights shining, dreams intertwined. In the heart of this town, I found my way. A licensed financial pro, ready for the fray.
If you like what you see tonight, share it. If not, it's okay. God bless you.
On those snowy streets, learn to stand tall, navigating life, every rise, every fall. From the commons to the brownstones, I made my claim. With every lesson learned, I embraced my name. Boston raised me with its hustle and grind. City lights shining, dreams intertwined. In the heart of this town, I found my way. A licensed financial pro, ready
I love it too, Portia. I love you too, Portia. My high school classmate.
Now the South sustains me with its warm embrace, a community of strength and love in every space. From the bayous to the beaches, I found my place. In this journey of finance, I've learned to chase grace. Dominica made me, Boston raised me high. The South sustains my soul as I reach for the sky. With every sunrise, I'm thankful and free. A licensed financial pro, just being me.
Tuesdays with Terrence. I'm just one. All right, here's the outro.
So here's to the roots that shaped who I am. From Dominica's beauty and Boston's grand slam. In the South I stand strong, with purpose and pride. Together with my journey, side by side.
God bless you. Thank you for tuning in. Hasta la vista. Listen, folks, I'm here to help you. If you need my help, call me. You don't want me to help you? I got a bunch of colleagues watching. Brandy Hubbard, she'll help you. Trust me. She's licensed in a whole bunch of states. Fifi will help you. Nora will even help you. So, folks, thank you for watching. God bless you. Hasta la vista. Good night, everybody, and thanks for tuning in.